opportunity. Correct? Fear can become into an opportunity. So if you remember, whichever definition is liked by you. So how many of you like the definition of 1? How many of you like the definition of 2? So everybody would like to see that face everything and rise. Which means you don't have fear at all. Right? If you build up this attitude, this is very important actually. Understand, whenever fear word comes, understand, you have to face everything and rise. Whether you want to lead your husband and children, or you want to train us, you want to lead it, or you want to lead a team, whatever it is. Or it could be your bank situations, whatever you are working on it. You have to come across many clients or many staffs or whatever it is. You have to face. You have to face everything and then rise. It's not only we rise, we make the people who are along with them also to rise. Right? That is the way this has to be considered. So the choice is ours. Right? How do we choose? Based on that it is. And let us just touch upon what are the main fears which normally affecting us. Right? So I categorized about 5 main fears which can make a role play or make an impact as an obstacles in leading it. Right? One of the thing is we want to lead without fear. But then how fear can become an obstacle in leading it. You should understand that. Correct? So one is criticism. Criticism. Right? Whenever I do something, I will be criticized. I will be criticized. Why you did like this? Who told you to do like this? Right? How can you do like this? Right? So your boss may be asking, who asked you to lead this team like this? Right? What is the task plan you have done it actually? Why? Do you know all these things? Do you know the impact of it? So what happened is, we are afraid about sometimes this kind of criticism actually. Right? Then it becomes a component for creating a fear to lead the team. So criticism doesn't mean you will fail at all. But then failure says, I really failed actually. I did something, but I failed actually. Oh, I will come across. Next time what happened is, this failure will give you 2 steps backward to take that effort. Because already I became a victim, they want to do again the same thing actually. But is it really so? Is it really so? If there is a failure happens, is it good or bad? How it is good? Sorry? Experience actually. How it is experienced? See, failure is an experience only if I learn something from the that. If I learn something that it is going to demotivate me, then it is not an experience. Please be very, very careful. How to embrace failures. Failures, you should know how to embrace it first of all. Every failure is a lesson, and every failure should give me a next step moving forward for the goal what I am setting it at. I must have a very clear goal in my life, and towards the goal when I go in, definitely there will be obstacles, definitely there will be some failures because of various reasons. My inexperience, or the way I approach it is not correct, or the way I deal it may not be correct. So it can all cause failures. My assumptions may be wrong. Correct? But then what happened is, my goal is not changed because of that. Now it gives me an opportunity that all these things and failures are eliminated items actually for me. Which means I don't have to spend my time again on those things again actually. So it has saved that much time for me. Now I can confidently go for the new steps. It's very, very important to get this kind of clarity in the mind. If you don't take that clarity in the mind, then you think that you are not sure about what you are doing it actually. You are very sure about what you are doing now because you are not going to repeat that things what has failed actually. You are very sure actually. Which itself is the biggest asset for you. Which you will not have achieved that opportunity if you are not going to attempt at all. So you should consider that as a steps for success. That's how you consider this as a steps for success. Not that philosophically you assume it's a step for success. No. There is a logical reason to step to assume it as a success. Understand now? It's very important. People are saying, okay, everybody is saying that I will also assume that way. No, you will not achieve success in that. You have to remove that fear by really understanding these steps has given me this achievement, this experience of all these things are not relevant for my goal. So remove it, go to a new step. So that's how you move forward, right? And another problem is making responsibility actually. People are worried that everything will come on my head. If I did something, finally I have become responsible for everything actually. I am answerable for everything actually. Somebody would have made a mistake, but I have to answer for those things. Right? I become responsible for that. So the fear of taking responsibility. You want to lead, you want to become a manager, or you want to become a director, or you want to become a VP, whatever it is, you want to grow in the ladder, but at the same time you have a fear of taking the responsibility. If that is there, then that will be the biggest obstacle for your growth. Whenever you want to grow, whenever you want to move in the ladder, you also should know that how I am taking the responsibility. How I am taking the responsibility. It's very, very important actually. Correct? So we are going to discuss detail. And decision making, it is another problem. How we take the decisions actually. Always whether this is correct or that is correct. This is correct or that is correct. So then what happens is fear starts. Am I really taking the right decision? Because your decision may be affecting your 100-member team, or it may be affecting a big project, or it may be affecting your family. At every level, decision making becomes a crucial thing. So if you are not clear what about this, it causes fear. And another type of fear what is seen is sometimes speaking. People are afraid of seeing the crowd and talking at you. So that's why initially I asked everyone to speak actually. So you are not having that kind of problem here, I could see that. At least you are able to talk about yourself actually, what you are and how you are. Not afraid of what the others are talking about. It's a very good thing actually in fact. I know very well, in my team I have found many times, when I ask a person to present what you have done it, he comes there and seeing some of our faces, what questions he's going to ask, I don't know. How can I present to this fellow actually? He's a senior guy, how can I sit in front of him? I told him I told him I am not your boss. Move my image from that end. So we have to create an environment for them first, so that they feel comfortable first to interface with the set. That is for the leaders actually. The others also should feel, who are led by them, should know that this is something, an art, which we can always build up actually, and which can help many others to interface to us actually. Right? So, certain points we have to understand. Basically what happened is self-criticism. Criticizing yourself that you are so, you are not good, you are doing these things. No. This itself will lead you to failure. Remove those things. We are not born here to fail in life. We are born here to become victorious, become successful in our life actually. Every one of us are born here to become successful. Please understand, this is a truth. It is not something which is just like a told actually. It is a fact. This has to be digested properly actually. Don't treat it as a philosophical word, no. It is a factual thing. You have to digest it clearly, these things actually. Right? Same way, criticism. Understand that. How to handle it and in every aspect actually. No one is perfect. Okay, it is not only I only will make a mistake actually. Anybody can make mistakes for the given problem, but in a different way. I might have made a mistake in one way, he might have made a mistake in another way. It is not that you assume that everybody is perfect and I am only imperfect actually. Don't think that way actually, right? And always we expect some criticism. Whatever we do something, we expect some criticism. We always expect. I conduct many sessions. I ask them specifically in the feedback, write something critical about what you are not understanding this actually. Because why? That will give me a feedback to me to improve. Hey, this is not, I am not understood these things actually. This person is looking for these things. I should give that actually. So it makes me to improve myself. Right? I must be ready to face the criticism actually. It is not that I am so experienced now what I am saying everything should be right. No. I also have to learn a lot. Learning is a continuous process actually. Correct? Till we leave our last breath we will be learning actually. So I must be accepting what criticism is coming to me. It is very good. So that helps me to improve. It's very, very important. So be ready to face the criticism. Don't get fear of criticism. That's what I am telling you. Invite criticism. That's good. That makes you to grow. Right? Face the feedback. Whatever your team is giving feedback, be ready to face it. You know, many times, I don't know, some company people may be knowing about this 360-degree feedback actually. 360-degree feedback is nothing but they will give to people who have seen you in many, many angles actually. Somebody would have seen you as your boss, somebody would have seen you as a colleague, somebody has seen you as a peer. Different ways they have played a role for you. So in all angles, how they are assessing you actually. They will try to find out what they are and how they feel it actually. So that then what happens is your total personality in different role what you play is getting assessed actually. Which means that tells you who you are for them. Correct? So be ready to face that actually. It's very good. If it is done, you know clearly what you are. You should not get afraid that no, my image is getting spoiled. If he says like this, if he say what others will think. If your thinking goes in that way, then you are making yourself in failure. Please understand that. If you really want to make yourself superior, yourself maybe growing actually, you should ready to see all these things actually. This is a practical life. It is not that a person who is praising you is our friend. A person who is criticizing is our real friend because he is interested in my growth. That is why he is criticizing me actually. Please understand that. Other person is just pleasing me actually. But the person really face to face telling me, hey, you are wrong. Which means he is really making me an opportunity for me to become correct myself actually. So we should invite that actually. And ask simple questions yourself. How I am doing actually? Whatever I am doing it, do a self-analysis of yourself. How I am doing it actually? This all doesn't need much time. Just take about your time of 5 to 10 minutes in your break time or sometime in your office things. How I am doing it actually? The things. Correct? And then, what else could I do to create more impact for the team? If you are leading a team. If you are led by somebody, you can see that what else I can do to become part of the team so that the whole objective of our team is getting achieved. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Do you agree? Same way, failure. So failure is a stepping stone of success. Like we already discussed about this point. Right? And failure is only an opportunity to do the things again more intelligently. Why it is more intelligently? Because there is a wisdom learned from the previous failure is there actually. So you become little more intelligent now to do the things actually. Correct? So that way you can always welcome failures also. So failure brings more experience to face the situation actually. Correct? But if there is a fear is there during failure, then you will follow the first definition what we talked actually. Correct? Instead of facing everything, you will run actually there. So it's very, very important how to consider these failures actually. So you should have this kind of attitudes. Let Let us face it. Let us face it. This must be the first mantra should be there in our mind. Anything comes, let us face it actually first. If you build up the kind of obstacle that can I able to face it, then you are taking steps backward. Right? So if your customer is coming and criticizing something to you, and something is telling that, sir, what you have done is not correct, it has cost me a loss, you should know how to face it first. Otherwise, what happens is, that is very rarely what happens is we are getting into the unwanted approaches. If you are not able to face it, then what happens? You enter into many unwanted approaches. Unwanted approach means what? Right from telling lies, right from devising a way to escape from him, or right from doing a ill-healthy operations, or trying to create some kind of favorisms, whatever it is. All these unhealthy behaviors or operations comes into mind only when you are not ready to face it. Or you feel that, oh, if I face it, then I will fail and it is a door die for me actually. No. Really speaking, if you know how to, if you understood and really face it, that gives you the strength for you to move forward and ready to be wait for another event what is going to come in your life. Because it is not one failure or anything. In our life, you will see continuously many things actually. I will show you some video how these successful people, how many failures they face in their life, and then they become world famous. If they run away from the failures, their name will not be there in the history today actually. Right? So it's important to note that take ownership on our mistakes actually. It's very, very important actually. This is where our integrity matters actually. We should be very, very honest about what we do, and then we should know that we should take ownership of our mistakes, at least for ourselves, not for others' sake. It is not for satisfying others we take ownership. Not that others will appreciate, see, he's a very good man, he's accepting his mistakes. No, not to get that praise. Then you will not be every time. Because other time that person will not appreciate you. Every time the other person will not appreciate you. But I should keep myself very clear, and it is my duty to accept my mistakes irrespective of whether others are appreciating it or not. It is not for others' appreciation. It is my integrity which says that I should know that it is my mistake and I should own my mistakes. It is very important. All these things, if you take it, these steps will definitely remove those fears, what is coming because of mistakes. Otherwise, what happens is, when others are accepting what we made mistakes, you are comfortable. When others are not accepting what we made mistake, you become troubled. Again, you think that, oh, see, I am getting criticized. I don't know what they will do. They give me an opportunity again to do this or not. Right? All these problems will come actually. But if you take a responsibility yourself, you will definitely own it and work on it actually. You don't just leave it actually. Because you want to correct. Because you own it now. So you know how to correct it off. Right? So we prefer to make adjustments in life. It's very, very important. We should prepare to make adjustments in life. We can't expect that things should happen on my own way only. Especially when you want to get a family, many, many things should be there in the things actually, right? We have to adjust so many factors actually. Many unexpected factors. You want to lead a team, there are 5-member team means all the 5 members will be of different natures. Right? Dealing with them is not just a cakewalk, whatever it is. But then, if you have the ability to make adjustments, definitely we can move along with them without having any kind of fear consciousness. So, basically, what are the causes of failure? Why we get failure? So, one of the main causes, when we hold our things, whatever the failure happens in the mind, for any reasons, if you are holding that past failures in your mind, then what happens is, it is pushing it. It will push that consciousness back and back to you, and make you to feel that you will fear it. So it repeats again actually. In life many times we lack this enthusiasm actually. Right? We should always keep zeal and enthusiasm as a part of our nature. Whatever you do it happily actually. Because of course I can do without any feeling also, and I can do with the feeling also. What is the difference actually? One is I enjoy it, other is I feel it's like a child daily routine morning on ahead, or 8 hours I spend in the office. I have to sign some checks, papers, all those things, go out and go to my work. It won't sustain long. That's why what happened is, our study says, many of the people who work in the supporting system especially, the burnout symptoms are very high. You know what is burnout symptoms? People will find that after some 10 years, 15 years or 20 years of working, they found that nothing is in life. What is there in life actually? There is no growth, there is nothing. So they feel really fed up and they become underproductive after that. So this is very important that you should really keep the kind of enthusiasm with respect to whatever you do with it. Do it what you like. Don't do it just because of that. It will never allow you to sustain for a long time. Either you will think of switching the job, or you will think of moving here and there, or do something, these things. You will not be able to continue with that. And that itself will affect your psychological systems. You will unnecessarily build up pressures, unnecessarily build up disinterest, and that disinterest as a distress, you will show in terms of some disorders what you build up. It's a chain action set. Right? So, when we expect more than our ability, we should understand what is our ability set. Because everywhere we have a measure, what I can do, what I cannot do actually. Correct? We have to understand that. We should measure our abilities actually. So that what happened is, suppose I have to do a job which is beyond my ability, I can plan what I should do to build up that ability actually. Then I can venture into that opportunity. It could be a form of a training or studying or whatever it is actually. Sometimes what happens is, because it is given, I should do it, I will take it up and do it actually. Then I will end up into mismatch, skill mismatch, performance mismatch. Right? If that happens, what happens is, I don't give the result. But then not giving result, what happens? Causes fear for me. Oh, I have been given such a big opportunity, but I failed. But I have not made what is required for it first. Sometimes I may have a feeling that no, I can do it. I can do it. What is that? I can do it. Like I feel some overconfident and get into that also. So these are all small things which our inner conscience is telling us very clearly that what we should do, but we sometimes try to sideline it. We'll ignore it and then try to go on. Luckily, if you are successful, and that kind of ignorance and sideline becomes our character or habit actually. But not necessarily will succeed every time that way actually. Whereas, they are masalas in that actually. Right? Otherwise, there are other people who feel that whatever I am telling you should happen. Others, whatever they should not happen actually. So, leaders should not have that problem of ego, and the needy should not have the problem of this kind of covering up actually. Inferiority complex. Worrying why I did all these things and all. Decisions are varying with respect to your field and all. Right? Depends on your field, what you are there working. Your knowledge about that field is, invariably you will know that actually. But today the problem is, it is not the knowledge of the field what you know. The problem is how to apply that knowledge for a proper decision actually. Whether you are in the banking field or a software field or whatever field you are there, the knowledge you have sufficiently to function. That's why you are in that office that you are in the job actually. So there is no doubt about you don't have a knowledge about that field actually. The problem is how to apply the knowledge for a proper decision actually. That's why you are giving a training sometimes. Right? You give many functional skills and soft skills also. Right? Why do you want to give soft skill training then? It's very important of how to apply it actually. Correct? So let me know what is your view in decision making actually. Suppose you have been given something to decide. Make decision on that. What attributes you will try to use it to make the decision in a controlled way that it happen. Right? It should not be a hash decision, it should not be an interactive one actually, right? So what kind of attributes, what you possess, you feel that will help you. Maybe can I start with you? This is how suddenly questions will come, okay?
I think we should have the proper knowledge.
Proper knowledge, yeah, that is default. I am asking only one thing. The field knowledge, whatever required, technical knowledge, what is required, a de facto factor, it is there with all of us. We are all performing because that knowledge is there. Otherwise, we don't do that. Correct? Suppose if you are in an IT, if I ask you to go and manage a steel company, steel industry, you will not do that. Because that is not your knowledge actually. And vice versa. So technical aspects, let us all assume there's a base. We all have it actually. Now how do we do it? Okay, first point what you said, I have knowledge. Fine,
Then we should have something in mind, like that some goal or
some goal should be there. Very good. Okay.
Then we should think about how it would affect, or we should plan.
Okay. No, this is for decision making. I'm telling you. It is not for execution. Execution planning is required actually. I am just telling you only the decision making. Just one part of it. What attributes, what you have it, will make you to make a proper decision. Knowledge, blah blah blah. Yes. Today the problem is it is not having knowledge actually. Correct? The problem is something else actually.
Whether the decision is right or not, or that makes me happy.
Right. So you will analyze whether it is right or not. You are saying actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Then that after the decision it will make me happy. Or everybody.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is what attributes you will apply to do this analysis actually. What will be your state of mind when you want to do that work? See, logically what you do is correct actually, but what is your state of mind? See, state of mind is the one which is telling you how you are going to execute that role. Correct?
Yes.
It is not knowledge which is telling you. The state of mind is telling you how do you execute that action. Correct? How do you do that?
The courage and the responsibility
Yes, sir.
to make the decision.
Courage.
Taking responsibility
Ah.
and the courage to take the decision.
Okay.
That makes the
So I should have the courage to take the decision you are saying. Okay.
taking responsibility in all aspects of life. Whatever decision we make,
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
taking the responsible decision.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then?
We should have different options.
Sorry?
We should think about different ways and
Options actually. So you have to bring out many options in front of you so that you will analyze. Right? Then
choose the best one.
prioritize. Right? Okay. Then?
Clarity of thoughts and priorities.
Sorry?
Clarity of thoughts and priorities.
Clarity of thoughts and priorities. Okay.
Based on that, normally priorities maybe could be certain decisions have to be taken because of the priorities or what it's not about right or wrong. It is about what position you're sitting on, and hence you take certain decisions because that position requires you to take certain kind of decisions. So I think that is what has to be clearly thought.
Right. See, there are two aspects. Logical aspects, psychological aspects. Right? Logical aspects, right, your role, position, responsibility, etc. You are taking care of it. What is your psychological aspects? Yeah.
മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. അതായത്
എല്ലാവർക്കും
ഞങ്ങൾ പൊതുവെ ഞങ്ങൾ ഡിസിഷൻ എടുക്കുന്നത് എല്ലാവരും ആദ്യം ചിന്തിക്കുന്നത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ ഡിസിഷൻ എടുക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആ ഡിസിഷൻ കൊണ്ട് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഹാപ്പി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സന്തോഷം ഉണ്ടാകുന്നുണ്ടോ എന്നുള്ളത് നോക്കിയിട്ടാണ്. ആ സന്തോഷം ഇല്ലാന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ ആരും ആ ഡിസിഷൻ എടുക്കില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മളിപ്പോ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുകയാണെന്ന്, ഇപ്പൊ ആ ചെയ്യാൻ നമ്മൾ തീരുമാനിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ നമുക്ക് സാറ്റിസ്ഫാക്ഷൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സന്തോഷം ഉണ്ടാവാം. അതില്ലാതെ വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആരും ആ ഡിസിഷൻ എടുക്കില്ല. അതാണ് ഒരു സൈക്കോളജിക്കലായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയിരിക്കുന്നത്.
So for those who cannot follow, I think everybody followed what he said. Not follow. What he says is, if you want to take a decision, you must be happy to take the decision. You should feel very happy that I am taking this decision. Are you getting it? There must be a feeling there. In essence, what he's trying to tell is, the decision what we make it should also have a genuine enthusiasm.
But then it is more about doing justice. It's not about happiness. At times you take decisions which you are not very happy with.
Very good. See, you will pardon Manslayo. Means, നമ്മൾ ഡിസിഷൻ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് നെസസറി കമ്പൾസറി അല്ല. ബിക്കോസ് ആ ഡിസിഷൻ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഡിസിഷൻ എടുക്കേണ്ട രീതിയിൽ എടുക്കേണ്ടി വരും. അതിനുവേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ വിൽ നോട്ട് ബി ഫീൽ വെരി ഹാപ്പി ആയിട്ട്.
പക്ഷെ അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ കൂടി ഒരു നമ്മള് സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ടും ചിന്തിച്ചു നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ലക്ഷ്യം തന്നെ എല്ലാവരും ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്ന സന്തോഷത്തിന് തന്നെയാണല്ലോ. അല്ലാതെ ഇപ്പൊ ഒരാളും ദുഃഖത്തിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഒരാൾ ഒരു ഡിസിഷൻ എടുക്കില്ലല്ലോ.
Okay. So what is trying to conclude is, ultimately you have to take a decision, right? You take it as a duty, or you take it as a compulsion, or you take it as a need. You must be finally feeling convinced about the decision what you are taking it, and that convincing makes you to feel happy that you are doing your duty properly. See, when you say happy, you don't think that you are making others to suffer to become happy. That is what you are thinking actually. His point is not that. His point is, whatever you do it actually, but do it properly, understanding that I have to do it, I am doing it actually. So you have a satisfaction that you have done your duty, what is to be required.
Do it with integrity.
Yeah, integrity. So that anything may benefit some people, may not benefit some people. It's a part of the game.
Yes.
But if you orientate it, you may make mistakes.
So clarity of thoughts and why that decision
is taken is very important actually. Correct? So let us see. So that's why what we say is, first of all, never hurry yourself. Whenever you want to take a decision actually, never hurry yourself actually. Okay? You try to slow down and take your time, because it's very, very important. Sometimes you run into anxiety to do certain things actually. Anxiety will block certain thinking options, thinking portions in your system actually. So it will make you sometimes inefficient. So it's very important that you take some time to do the things actually, right? Push forward too fast and making major decisions definitely will lead to major obstacles. Don't push forward. Today what happened is, in the industry, people will say, I have a pressure. I have a pressure. I have to take a call. Right? It happens many times. I have a pressure. They are not even giving me time to think first of all actually. Right? Some situations are coming like that actually. Correct? So it's very, very important. If you subject yourself to the pressure, then it will cost you more than delaying the decision. Suppose I delay the decision, whatever comes by some X amount. It is costing some X amount, right? In business, everything is amounted actually. If I don't take a decision today and take it tomorrow, what is the loss I am going to have it actually? That is one part. Now if you, because of pressure, I am taking a decision something now actually. Right? Now because of that amount, what is going to spend for it? The loss what is going to come with. If you compare it, statistically it shows that this kind of major decisions are costing more than just postponing half a day or one day and taking a call. Wherever we are not very clear, don't jump into major decisions and getting into a lot of losses. This is a fact. It is better, not doing is much better than doing something wrong. Clear? This, whichever way angle it come, but we should be very clear to put it back, our responses clearly. Never react. Never react. If you react, it won't be listened to anybody properly. If you respond it with a proper workout, everybody will look into that. Okay, your workout may be with respect to your limited knowledge about that conditions, doesn't matter. This is what you are at the time, very clear actually. Be very clear about it. Don't feel underjudging yourself. No, they were expecting this much, but I am not up to this much. No, no need for all those things. Just be as you are, be truthful. And be very clear about this is what is the thing actually. So that first relief happens to you. You are very free from what you have done. Your mind is very free. You are very clear about you are responsible for the things as you know. And then leave it to them. If he is having more better knowledge than you, it is his duty to guide you. Hey, look, you have not considered these possibilities, these options. If you take these options, you will still better perform. It's a good learning. Rather than some people think that, no, if I tell that I am not doing it, it will rate me very low, my assessment will go wrong. These are all unnecessary things. This is where